get to the point where we have this anti-white black mayor who says it's his life's mission to make white people like me, like you, uncomfortable, scared. He says, go back and look at the news. Maybe I'm remembering it wrong. Well, he just had another press conference, and I wrote a tweet about it. Anti-whiteism is too white. So you see, I write, this anti-white, non-white mayor of a city that we created and allowed his people to participate in and allowed him to become a mayor has decided that anti-whiteism is too white. Brandon, this is Brandon Scott, says that the anti-white orgs that get the white taxpayer dollars to do anti-white work run by whites, and that is a problem. And therefore, he's directing all of our white tax dollars to non-white run anti-white organizations. So let's have a look at what this loser, what this anti-white pig had to say here. This total anti-white pig. What's the problem with him? Not that he was born black. For all the losers out there who want a scapegoat. If you feel yourself, you're like, it's because he's black. It's because you're a loser. So you're going to have to not be a loser anymore. Stop looking for a scapegoat. Look at this guy here. I mean, is anyone in doubt having a look at this guy? At least he's got a suit on. He doesn't have a tie on. But those are Western standards. So he'll be doing away with the rest of that. Remember, he's been in a hoodie mostly lately, like in gym clothes, like he's rolled out of some sort of midnight basketball that white taxpayers are forced to pay for so that he and his friends don't go out and shoot each other and sell drugs and everything. That's what he's looking like a straight up homeless crack addict. And that's the mayor of Baltimore. You know, Baltimore, I'll just mention this again, 100% white, founded, created by white people, no one else. And then we allowed other races to participate. We gave them citizenship. We allowed them to be citizens and to live in the city of Baltimore. And then we said, you could even be elected representative here. That's how good white people are. But instead of thanking us, this anti-white pig said it's his life's mission to make us feel uncomfortable and afraid. And now he said all those billions of tax dollars that come into Baltimore, because it's all propped up. It's just like Oakland. And you have Benny Johnson there the other day at the, what's it called? The In-N-Out hamburger or whatever the place is called. The only location ever getting shut down, even though it's profitable, because these monsters in this totally white erased area outside of Oakland can't stop robbing and victimizing and pistol whipping and bludgeoning and raping each other. And Benny Johnson shows up. He's like, here we are. It's like 9 a.m. thinking, oh, that'll be a safe time. Most of the monsters will be asleep, right? And they get robbed. They get robbed there. So here's this guy. I'm not going to taking all these tax dollars, and then these anti-whites calling themselves Democrats, calling themselves woke, calling themselves progressive, calling themselves, etc. They then take our own dollars and they funnel them into anti-white orgs to inflict anti-white injury on us and our civilization. Well, that wasn't enough for this mother. No, that wasn't enough for him. Now he said, no, too many white people working in those orgs, those anti-white orgs. I'm just going to give it to the non-white anti-white orgs from now on. So the white taxpayer dollars, not even to the white anti-whites. Let's hear what the good mayor has to say.
For too long, public dollars have simply just gone to the big names and the big players in town.
The public dollars to the big name and the big players in town.
And dare I say, I know my staff is going to hate this.
He know his staff going to hate this. Probably because he has a couple of smart white people on the staff that might have been like, you know what, you probably don't want to piss off the few white people who give money to your campaigns. But he said, nah, I hate white people, so I'm gonna go ahead and say it.
The big names and big players in town that just happen to be white ran organizations in Baltimore. This is
And then you hear this anti-white pig say this. I tweet this, and then absolute abject morons come into the thread, and they're like, oh, well, those white people, because they want to blame Jews. You know what? You fucking imbeciles, you vegetables. Even if these organizations that he's talking about were 100% Jewish, he's perceiving them as white. That means us. That means us. That means he's endeavoring to harm us. But I know you need a scapegoat. So it's just all about hating Jews. You don't care about us. That's why you don't care about the little white girl crying about not being able to be Filipino, about not being able to be non-white. You're not able to make a case out of that. That's not an issue for you because you can't blame Jews.
investment made possible through the American Rescue Plan Act. Thank you, President Biden. Thank you to our congressional delegation. Underscores our dedication to ensuring.
So thank you, white race, for giving me all this money by way of the corpse in chief that I'm then going to, on the basis of your race, funnel away from you.
That all artists and communities have equitable access to resources, opportunities in Baltimore.
Look at this. You know what this is reminiscent of? When in South Africa, or was it Rhodesia, when they were celebrating the government and it was celebrating putting a well in? So that's how we get to the point. We get to the point that you have an anti-white, non-white mayor of a major American city. It's the major city between Washington, D.C., New York, that, part of the megalopolis, that's saying no money for white people, even anti-white white people. We got here because of your choices in content creator, because of your choices of who you were going to heed. That's how we get here. You want to know how it's going to get worse? Because of your choices of who you heed and who you follow.